Peace, you guys. Welcome to Just Us Jenkins. If you are seeing me for the first time, I'm Jamillah, stay-at-home homeschool mama of 3 beautiful babies. I'm also a certified Reiki master, lineage healer, generational curse breaker, clairvoyant, owner of healingmama.com. You guys, today we are back. We're a little bit late. Your girl was having some technical difficulties, but we here. That's all that matters.
We're here.
You guys, tonight we are talking about healing through sensual movement with my beautiful mommy friend Addie. Thank you for pulling up, boo. You guys, Addie is the GOAT, okay? Like, if you don't know her, okay? Yeah. Okay, thank you. So Addie, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Okay, I will introduce myself. It's funny because I thought about how do I do a really great introduction? So here it goes. Hi, everyone. My name is Addie G. I'm a Scorpio woman tapped into my divine feminine, and I'm an advocate for women's empowerment and holistic health. I live for meaningful conversations, soulful music, and delicious food. Now, as far as profession goes, I am a sensual movement coach and educator, and I hold certifications in spiritual life coaching, pole dance, meditation, breath work, and astrology. I also do social media management and content creation and branding for a nonprofit organization, and I operate an online sensual movement studio on Patreon called the Sensual Movement Lab, where I post classes, blogs, photos, and more. So hello, everyone. And Jamillah, thank you for having me on your podcast today. I'm excited to be here.
Thank you so much for pulling up. Boy, come here.
And the baby dog. All the kids are in there today.
If it ain't the dog, it's the baby.
If it's not the dog, it's the babies.
Husband, honey. All right, you guys. So before we get into our topic tonight, which is sensual movement, healing through sensual movement, remember Fridays are our Motherhood Realness podcast every Friday, 6:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Okay, so pull up, show up. Sundays, I do my motherhood reading. So if you were a single mom, stay-at-home mom, work from home mom, we even threw the stepmoms up in there. Okay, working mom. Get you a little reading, get you a little leg up, edge up on your week. If you'd like to participate, I don't know where that word was going. If you want to participate in my challenge for March, which is meals at home, okay, but if you have some plan, you do that. But the majority of the meals are at home March, okay? And don't forget to shop your girl's website, healingmama.com, okay? Addie, where can we find you at, boo?
You can find me on social media. The main platform that I am dedicating my energy to right now is TikTok, and it is Slow Flowologist on TikTok. I'm also a YouTuber, I have 2 different channels. So there's Sensual Movement Lab, you can search Growing with the Greens on YouTube. Instagram is the same, Slow Flowologist or official Growing with the Greens.
Okay. All right, Addie, what exactly is sensual movement, girl?
What is sensual movement? The question everybody wants to know. And it's a loaded question because sensual movement encompasses a lot of different elements. However, in a nutshell, it is a movement modality. So we incorporate yoga, Pilates, bar, traditional ballet, and traditional fitness. And it's a fusion of all of this kind of mixed in with a little sensual erotic dance. And it forms what we know as sensual movement. And I think the term may have been coined and picked up because of the pole dance industry. But yes, in a nutshell, that is what sensual movement is.
Ooh.
Body thematic. So we're tapping into the body.
Okay, girl. Some things that I researched to just piggyback off of this was the effects of sensual movement. Okay, it embodies awareness.
Yes.
Okay. encourages a deep connection with the body, yada, yada. Okay, it makes you more present in your body's movement, helps focus on sensations, focuses on your breath and your movement, helps develop and heighten awareness, which
Yes.
leads to understanding our bodies and
Yes.
fosters a positive body image and self-image. And I know as women, honey,
that's what we need.
yes.
That's what we need.
Okay. Addie, who can do sensual movement?
So any person can do sensual movement. It is a feminine movement, and anyone that wants to identify and be in their feminine energy can do sensual movement. If you have a body, you can move it. And like you mentioned about getting connected to the body, we use that. We use breath, we use movement, we use music, and we use our body to encompass everything. So anybody can do sensual movement. You don't have to have dance experience. You don't have to be flexible. You don't have to be in shape. You don't have to wait until you lose weight. You don't have to be anything. You just show up.
Oh, yes. So you could be a stay-at-home mom.
Definitely, if you are a stay-at-home mom.
Let's see. Okay, Addie, tell us your sensual healing story, boo.
Okay. You also mentioned a moment ago when you were discussing the benefits of sensual movement, that it basically can not only like enhance our connection to our bodies and to ourselves, and our awareness of that, but sensual movement increases confidence. That is the reason I got into teaching this movement to other people. So for me, okay, here we go. This is my first time really sharing this like on full on live, but 20 years ago, to age myself, I spent a year working in a nightclub, and no one taught anyone anything. Like the girls in those clubs are not necessarily nice. Nobody teaches you anything, right? You come in and you're basically competition. So every man fend for himself. And I remember this one beautiful lady, girl, we were all like 18 years old. But she said to me, I don't care what the DJ plays, as long as you move slow, you'll be okay. She was like, he can be bumping Biggie and Tupac, still dance slow. And I don't know what the heck she was talking about, you know what I mean? But it's like, okay, so I kind of just took it, and you watch, you see what's going on. But something in the movement, the stage presence, and I've always loved dance. I did drill teams, I was in ballet, so dance is something that I enjoy anyway. But something about the movement, that particular sensual spiraling and circling and undulating, like it felt good in the body, but it felt powerful. And then on top of that, you have people who are essentially mesmerized by your movement, and it felt powerful. And you can't feel powerful and not feel confident. And so I really loved that. And that was a small time in my life. And then I had moved on from it. But one thing I kept saying was, when I move out, or when I get my own house, or when I, whatever, that I was going to get me a pole in my house. It was non-negotiable. She was having a pole in the house no matter what. And I think that was when I was 18. So I think I left to go to the Army. I got married, I had a baby, and then I got really overweight. And I gained 75 pounds, I think, with my first pregnancy. And it was overboard. And I had never.
Uh-oh. Where did she go? What the heck? Hold on, you guys. Let's get her back on. Sorry about the technical difficulty. We'll have her get back on. Girl. Let's see. You guys, my goodness, we were having technical difficulties before we got on here, but we'll give her a minute to rejoin the link. Okay, here she is.
Oh my gosh.
Girl.
Are we just going to have it out today, huh?
Right. I don't know what the heck.
I was like, can I come back into the same one?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Girl, and I was like hanging on every word of your story,
girl. Okay. Carrying on. I think what was the last thing maybe that you heard me say?
Gotten married, you had your baby, and you gained your 70 pounds of baby weight.
75.
Oh, and you're just a little thing, so that's
now he just came home from the army, so I was even more tiny because I had lost weight when I was, and that might be why I gained so rapidly because I had rapidly lost. But anyways, that being said, I've always had like confidence issues. I've always struggled with my confidence. And so gaining that weight didn't help. So now on top of not really just feeling good about myself in general, I now have this body that I don't feel good in, that I don't enjoy being in. And so
what the heck? It must be her internet. Oh, you guys. This is making me so sad. It must be her internet. Addie, can you hear me, girl? Usually I'm the one with the internet issues. It makes me crazy. Usually it's me with the internet problems, y'all. Oh my goodness. Well, as we are waiting for Addie to get back on the podcast, it might just be an internet lag because I know she's not in her normal space. So maybe it's the internet. Everybody trying to Netflix and chill at the same time. And we over here trying to talk about sensual movement. Just to recap, we are talking about sensual movement, y'all, and the benefits for our healing journey as women, as mothers. Okay, here she comes.
Girl. I don't know what is the deal. I don't know if it's the internet here or what. Like everything is showing that the signal is good, but I said they want to talk about sensual movement today.
They some player haters. Don't be hating on us.
Anywho, all of that to simply just say it started a long time ago. It started in a club, and the biggest thing was the increase in confidence. I felt good in my body when I was moving, and it didn't matter what size I was. It didn't matter what I looked like. None of that mattered. Because it felt good. And so to start there, And then you keep on doing it, and then everything begins to transform.
Yes, girl.
I know. Like, can we get past fingers crossed?
I was enjoying every second, honey. I don't care if there was a little interruption. Okay. Because that, to be honest, Addie, that's where I'm at right now. Like, I've had the babies, ain't nobody having no more babies, and I just feel like my past little traumas that I've had these last little years caught up with me. I was eating to fill the void, and now I'm just like, okay, I'm ready to shed the trauma and the weight. And I feel like, I know I'm a beautiful person, but I feel like,
but we can still feel like not good about ourselves. And I was just saying the other day, like, when you don't feel good about yourself and when you're not confident, you don't show up in the fullness of your power and in the fullness of who you can be. And so we shrink. And so sensual movement, you know, it helps us to expand ourselves, starting with the body.
I'm here for it, boo. I'm here for it. Addie, how is sensual movement beneficial for us as moms?
Every mom has to have this place, space, and time for herself. Most of us don't. Most of us can't find the time. Most of us are too busy. And I get that. I don't speak to this from a place of like not knowing. I have 4 kids, and my baby is about to be 19 next week. I mean, my big baby, and then my baby is 7. So I completely understand what it's like to be a mom and a busy mom. I was a single mom, and then I was a married mom, and now I'm a widowed mom. And what I will say is that we have to have time to ourselves. The reason sensual movement.
You guys, this is making me so sad. This is making me so sad that her internet keeps going out. But I completely agree. It is so hard to carve out time for us as women, for us as mothers, for us as wives, significant others, honey, chauffeurs, nurses, doctors. Okay. Sometimes we have to be a lawyer.
If this happens again, I'm trying to join you from my phone because I'm like, okay. I'll have to just join you from my phone because I don't know what the heck is going on with this.
Okay. If I will send you the link again.
Okay. Yeah. If it goes out, just immediately send the link to my phone number and then I'll just join like that. This is crazy. But what was I even saying? We were talking about why sensual movement is beneficial for moms. Every mom needs that time and space. So I was saying that sensual movement, it doesn't feel like working out. It doesn't feel like, it's not the dreaded, like, oh, I gotta get to the gym. We explore so much. We explore texture. How do certain things make you feel? Let's go lingerie shopping. Like, you can show up to your sensual movement practice in your favorite bra and panties. Like, the movement itself is fun. Musicality is a big deal. So we put on music that feels good, that pumps through our bodies, and we allow the body to express through that. So dancing it's a fun way to exercise that doesn't always feel like exercising, right? Somebody says, hey, you want to go to the gym? Maybe not. You want to go out dancing? Oh, okay. But you feel just as sore when you get home. So, also, when we take that time to show up to the mat, that is our self-care. That is our spiritual practice. That is our self-care practice. That is your time to attune in to your own body. How am I feeling? How am I doing? Because we start with that. We begin with a body scan. We find and learn how to feel into the areas in the body that are speaking to us through the pain that we're feeling. My shoulders are tense. I might be stressed, right? And so we have breath work, we have movement, and we end with meditation. It's very similar to a yoga practice. And therefore, that time on the mat brings us center. it brings us into the silence and stillness. No one has ever walked off the mat from a sensual movement class, probably not from a yoga class or a Pilates class for that matter, and said, damn, why did I go to that? Like, why did I do that? Ever.
Yeah.
And so that's one little tool that you have in your back pocket, this sensual movement that you can pull out at any time, anywhere, really for a quick fix in your energy.
Yeah. Girl, let me get in the class right now, okay?
Let's go.
I guess I don't know if this is the same question, but I'm gonna go ahead and ask it. Why should we, as moms and women, practice sensual movement?
Self-care.
Sensual movement.
Well, self-care.
Self-care.
It is self-care because it regulates your heart rate, because it can lower your blood pressure, because it can aid in a weight loss journey, because it can aid in gaining muscle if you're looking to do that, because it can make you lean, because it makes you feel good, because it can clear your head, because it gives you time away from your kid, because you can put on your favorite music and move your hips in a way that you wouldn't otherwise do it unless you were you know where. Like, the list goes on and on and on and on. It's all a benefit.
And being a mom of multiples, like, you have to have a self-care routine. And that seems like an effortless self-care routine.
It's almost effortless because, listen, I can be in this chair and I can sit here and I can start with some head rolls or even like touch therapy. And what that does is it begins to connect, like we come out of the head, right? Like, I can't be in this space of feeling like what my fingertips feel like across my skin if I'm over here thinking about what the heck just happened because the kids just tore the damn house up, right?
Yeah.
So the kids tore the house up. I'm irritated. I went in my room. I shut the door. I sat down and I started circling my chest. Now I have to slow down. Now I have to get into my body. Now I have to begin to feel. Now my breath starts to slow down with my movement. I've regulated my breath. I've changed my attitude and I feel good. And then I can walk back out and be mom again. And you can do that for a moment, or you can do that for a full hour practice. It's up to you.
I be coming breathing real quick, but I'm gonna have to do some body rolls, honey.
Listen, breathe and then do the body, like breathe so that you get in, your breath calms you down in the first place, right? Our breath is our first connection. We get that. And then you take it into some movement. That's all.
Girl, you make it sound so easy.
It's so easy.
So, Addie, how do we start our practice, girl?
Right now. Starting a sensual movement practice is super easy. Like, at this point, there's multiple videos like online. Obviously, my videos are online on YouTube, but really you can simply just start there. If you have a yoga mat, roll it out. And the crazy thing is, people, when they would come to a pole dance class, feel like you're going to spend the whole hour doing pole. And they're very surprised to find that we spend about 40 minutes on the ground doing mat work, sensual movement, about 15 minutes at the pole. And then the next little bit is cooling down and like meditating, right? So really a lot of the work and a lot of the strength, even for pole, is built on the mat. And so you just start very simple and very small. And if you'd like, I can show you something really simple to start your practice.
Yes, girl.
Yeah.
Are you ready to do the demonstration?
Yeah. Okay. So I'm actually just going to even stay seated because I want to simply like show you guys how easy this is. But I'm going to sit up a little bit. And really easily. So the main premise is that we want to drop out of our head and come into our body. We want to connect our breath to our movement. And in a real class, we would connect our movement and that breath also to our music. Those are kind of our staples, our breath, movement, music, and body work. And so slowing down is the number one. It's the number one. That's if anything else, just remember to go slow and breathe. And so I'm going to show you a quick little something that you can do, like starting every day. And it's circling. So circling is really, really important component of sensual movement. We do a lot of circling, a lot of spiraling, and a lot of undulating. And these are the movements that tend to make our movement look slinky or sultry or sexy, dare you even say. So it's interesting because on the outside it looks, it looks nice, but you're actually finding what feels good for your body. So the goal is not to look like the instructor. It's not to look like me. It's to look and feel good in what you can do and how your body can express. So we'll do head rolls. We'll do shoulder rolls. We'll do chest circling. And then we'll do body waves. And then I'll show you a hip circle. So very quickly. We would come into our breath. We'll take, let's just.
Technology, you are doing us so dirty. Okay, hold on. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Frick. Oh.
It's all good.
Girl, look, I am so sick of this dang technology. I don't know what to do with myself.
We're all good. I don't know how to turn my thing, though. I don't know what to do to get it to. Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay. Very good.
Wipe your camera off just a little.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, girl. Yeah. All right. I think we're in there.
Okay, we got this.
All right. So back to it. So we're in our breath. Inhale. And we'll exhale it out. And again, nice deep breath in. And we'll exhale it out. And so here's the thing, even through that, right? Because we are aware of our surroundings, we stay in our breath. Inhale. Exhale it out. And on the exhale, we'll drop the chin to the chest and we'll take that head circle. Whichever direction you want to go is. And we'll do it nice and slow. I want you to slow down, even slower. I want you to get so mindful in that head circle that you can feel every muscle in your neck. And when your chin gets to the center, we'll inhale, go in the opposite direction, nice and slow. And you'll inhale nice and slow. All the way around. And then as your chin gets back to your chest, we'll lift the head and loop the shoulders up toward the ears and roll them back and down on your exhale. Inhale, shoulders up. Exhale, roll them back and down. Last shoulder roll. Inhale, shoulders up. Exhale, roll them back and down. Beautiful. And so we'll take a chest circle. And so we're going to take the chest. You're going to push the chest forward. So arching the back. And then we will take it to the side. And then to the back. And then to the other side. And then forward. So you're basically making the exterior of your body, say, touch, if you were in a box, each wall of the box. Forward, left, back, and right. Okay? So we'll go, I'll try to adjust my camera a little bit, but we'll go forward, left, back, and to the right. Forward, left, back, and to the right. And then we'll smooth it around. So this time I want you to try to make that nice and fluid, nice and smooth, and stay super slow. So we're drawing a circle with the chest. Exhale when you come back, and inhale when you bring the chest around. And then we're going really slow. And then it becomes like a tease. And then we'll go the opposite direction. So you'll push back forward and we'll take it around. Good. And we'll circle it around. And then now imagine, because for copyright reasons, right? But imagine you've got your favorite song on now. And now you're flowing in this circle and allowing your body to express through the music. And so here we can stand if you want to. You don't have to, but I'll stand so that I can show you the hip circle. So we'll stand and we'll do our hip circle. So for the hip circle, we're going to send our hips to the right, and you can open the feet up a bit, and we'll go to the right, forward, left, and back. Right, forward, left, and back. And then we're going to smooth that one out now. Ooh. So we're circling around. I'm like, where am I out of the camera?
That's how I got 3 kids.
But I want you to, but I want you to slow it down. I want you to be very intentional about this circle. I want you to focus on stabilizing your pelvis as you roll it around. And I want you to make it bigger, Jamillah. I want you to take up space all around you. Really push. Good.
Bring it around town.
Bring it. Yes, like SpongeBob, exactly. We want to bring it around town. Absolutely perfect. And so one last thing that I will show you demo-wise. And so those movements, first of all, it's kind of silly, right? Makes you laugh a little bit. It makes you giggle, but it definitely pulls you out of your head and pulls you in. And really, when you add the component and the element of music, it just takes it to a whole nother level. And so we express, our bodies express. When we dance, we are telling our story through the movement of our bodies. And so everybody's hip circles don't look the same. Your hip circles are yours, but take up space, make them big, right? We want to expand and fill rooms. And it's that kind of encouragement in your body to take up space, expand, and fill the room, touch every wall that you want to take off the mat, out of your class, and into the world. You know, hey, remember in class when you expanded your hips and took up all that space and how good it felt? Go out in the world and take up that same space. Go out in the world and walk that tall, right? And so the last thing I'll show you as far as practical is what we like to call touch therapy in my sensual movement classes. And it's a simple just breath technique like we just did. We deep breathe. But what I'll have you do, let's take 2 deep breaths. We'll breathe in, inhale, hold it at the top, and exhale, release. Good. One more time. Deep breath in, hold, and exhale. And so what we'll do is we'll take our fingertips, because we have senses, and in sensual movement, it is about learning to tap in and then find what feels good to the senses. With touch, we'll go ahead and generate some energy. We'll rub our hands together like this. And starting at the leg, so hands in your lap, I want you to slowly bring your fingertips up your thighs, super slow, and feel your thighs and feel what your fingertips feel like against your body, and observe and bring them all the way up. So we're going to come up our sides. Observe what the texture of your shirt feels like. If you want to come over the girls, you can. If you want to go around them, that's fine. I always explore here when we don't want to go over. Is there a reason for that? We want to always tap in and ask ourselves what's going on. And we're slowly taking those fingertips now to the neck. What does the neck feel like to the fingers? And what does the fingers feel like on your neck? All the way up. All the way up. We'll stretch the arms up to the sky when you get there. Beautiful. And from here, we're going to take the hands and we're going to bring fingertips to the skin. And we're going to come down the arm, observing again how our fingertips feel against our skin, what our skin feels like. We're noticing, we're observing. Go ahead and drop that other hand down to the top of the head. And we'll come all the way back down, Jamillah, in observance of our textures, okay? All the different textures that you feel along the way. Your shirt, your skin, your hair, all the way down, nice and slow. Fingertips come back to the top of the thighs, and they go all the way down to the knees. And you should be back where we started from. And I like to take 3 rounds of those to some really soft, pleasant music. And it feels really good, but it brings an awareness of all things. How am I feeling? What do I feel like? Sometimes you may bring your fingertips down your skin and feel like, oh, I have a little scratch right here. Oh, I need to shave my legs. Or it's just observing, noticing, feeling. Because who are you? And how often as women do we ourselves, not our partners, but we ourselves, give ourselves gentle and loving and caring touch, and not sexual caring touch, simply just gentle, loving touch through care.
Yes.
What that helps us to do also with sensual movement.
Girl, I love that. And I totally am like in that season of my healing that I want to incorporate more of this in my journey. Because I feel like I've lost myself in motherhood. Okay.
Yeah. And we do, and you can. And the thing is, most of us do. I've worked with a lot of women doing this over the last 15 years, really. And the biggest thing, especially for the moms that come in, is the disconnection that we get to our bodies, the disassociation with our own authentic selves, because we become all the hats to all the people, and it's easy to lose sight of who we are, and it's easy to start to feel not so good about ourselves. And I think that it's always been kind of unique trying to get people to come and join a pole dance class, or a class where, you know, like, why is everybody shaking their butt or whatever? But it really, really is. All movement is healing. Walking is healing. You know, you can do jumping jacks and feel better, because it's an expenditure of our energy. But for women especially, we store so much, and especially in our hips and the sacral. And so the fact that this sensual movement really focuses on the feminine aspect of movement, it isn't masculine. It's not linear traditional fitness. It allows us to fall into our curves. It allows us to arch and put our bodies in ways and positions that we typically wouldn't unless we were in, you know, intimate situations. And even as women, you still need to be ready for the intimate situation. You know how many women be like, well, I can't do that. Put my leg where? Well, sweetie. And it's not so much a flexibility thing sometimes, you know. This is simply just because you will open.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the more we breathe, the slower we go. You can start a stretch in a straddle and barely be able to walk your hands down. But after 15 minutes of deep breathing, you may not have your tummy flat on the floor, but you'll have walked down much, much further than you started. So, I think that definitely, not just to like promote for myself or anything, but to simply just advocate for women in general. Like, I started this work because I saw what it was doing for me. I saw what it was doing for other people. People were leaving class, changing their lives, quitting their jobs, and getting new ones because they felt like they deserved more, leaving relationships. Like, these were real things that were happening because people were coming to this pole dance class, right? And so definitely to aid in your healing journey and in your self-discovery journey, even at that, because you learn a lot about you and your sensuality in general when you explore it through movement.
Girl, I've always wondered, like I always have, because I remember back in the day before I had Jeunesse, some girls that I worked with, they were going to a pole dancing class, and they're like, "You should come," and I was like, "Girl, I am too tall for all of
I'm
that."
too tall to do that. Girl, maybe when I lose 15 pounds, I'll go. Go where? I'm not strong. Do what? I can't even hold myself up. I've heard every single one. None of them
Oh,
matter.
girl.
And they're not true. They're not true. They're not true.
Okay, girl. Well, when I come out to California, it's only popping, girl.
On and popping.
Because baby, that's my biggest thing. Like, I'm gonna get up there, and my head gonna hit the ceiling, my feet gonna hit the ceiling.
And even, and you know, I mean, obviously in a studio, the poles are a lot higher than they would be like in your house or something like that. But even in the house, it's like, okay, then we observe our surroundings. We understand that we may not be able to flip upside down because our foot might hit the ceiling. But there's multiple other things that you can do. I always tell people, like, definitely invest in yourself a pole. Like, even if you don't ever decide to learn to like do crazy pole tricks, you can do pull-ups with it. You can do sit-ups with it. Like, it's definitely an all-in-one home gym for sure.
Yes. So, Addie.
Yes, me.
Um, I think we already covered that. But I mean, what else does
Oh, hi there.
what else does sensual movement help us with? Oh no, what else does it help us heal as women? I mean, I feel like we kind of.
So I like to think of sensual movement as sort of I consider it a holistic practice because mind, body, spirit. We kind of check all the boxes when you come to a class. And Um, what was the question?
Like, what else? What else? What else can this good little sensual healing help us women, honey?
Listen, okay. So so mind, body, spirit. So starting with the body, obviously, because the body, this is the soma. We are doing somatics. We are working with the body. It is a body work practice. So starting just simply there, that's base benefit. You get a better body. There's no way you can do sensual movement because it is a fitness program. It does so much more than that. So it feels like cringe almost for me to even call it a fitness program, because I don't like that, but I don't know what else to call it. All things considered, we are working out the body. So on a very basic level, it is a movement modality that is going to strengthen and tone your body. We incorporate a lot of lower body, hip, and Pilates work. So we're stabilizing the core, we're stabilizing the pelvic floor. For moms, this is really important because when we are pregnant, our bodies stretch, they move, they shift, they change. And essentially, if you are a C-section mama like me times 4, there are our muscles here, they begin to separate and we get diastasis. And it just helps to really bind the muscles back together and to stabilize the pelvic floor and the hips so that we don't end up with prolapse or bladder issues or things of that nature. It tones the body. So you will get tone doing this movement. You will feel leaner. You may not lose a lot of weight because muscle weighs more than fat, but you will gain lean muscle. So you will see a difference in your body. And I want to say almost immediately, but obviously I don't mean immediately is like, okay, the first day, like you're going to look 10 pounds lighter. But after maybe a month of consistent movement, like you'll find like, wow, like I'm feeling stronger. Dang, my sleeves fit a little bit different. You'll see your body start to shift.
Yeah, you probably feel energetic healing instantly.
That is basically almost instant, which brings me to like mind in every class. Like we are encouraging, that is like the main point. The biggest thing about a class setting is all the women are encouraging to one another, especially an in-person class. I've never ever experienced such a beautiful outpouring of women cheering each other on in our most vulnerable states, right? Like, listen, you're trying to climb up a pole with a thong on and you're going up there and you already don't feel good about yourself because you're overweight and you're in the class to lose weight in the first place. And you got all these women going, whoa, yes, like you look so good. Like, hype me up.
Right.
It feels good. Like so it's encouraging. As an instructor, I'm going to tell you how to get the movement right, because of course we want to take precaution for safety. But other than that, I'm encouraging you to find what feels good. Move them hips harder than, nope, bigger than that. Like, let's go. Yes. So it's encouraging. It feels good. Some of us don't have anyone encouraging us, don't have anyone motivating us, don't have anyone saying, you look good, that was beautiful, damn, you did that, like right on, you're the bomb, like you're the shit, and then take that out into the world. So we train the mind to find ease, and also to find ease through movement, because when you're stretching hurts. Like nobody likes to really stretch. And I don't mean hurt as in, painful. Like stretching shouldn't hurt and be full on painful. However, what I mean is we push ourselves to an edge when we stretch. And then we try to push beyond that, because stretching is like, oh, but sensual movement teaches us that we breathe into discomfort. And as we slow our breath into discomfort and we feel into the discomfort, that eventually the discomfort subsides. It's only temporary. And that begins to strengthen the mind because, wait a minute, if it's only temporary in my body, it's also only temporary in my circumstances. We learn to stretch, not just the body, but also our mind. And then spiritually, it transforms us spiritually to some degree. You can't start shifting in your body and shifting in your mindset without then bridging the two into this alignment as you become a better person, right? Like we then start to strive to be a better person. Wow, I really want to do that. Or, you know what, this really, that really made me feel like this. Or, you know what, I can go after that job. I can exude my sensual energy in that interview, and you do. I tell people all the time in class, when you get inside that interview, you roll your shoulders back and down, which is an immediate boob lift, tummy tuck, and Brazilian butt lift all in one, just by adjusting your posture. Roll those shoulders back and down. You keep that chin parallel with the ground. You keep your head straight. You make dead on eye contact and you answer every question. Like, it's irresistible. The things that you learn, you take them out into the world, but also the time you spend with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
When you show up to the mat, you're committing to spending time with the self. You're committing to spending time going inward. At the end of every class, we do a shavasana. We do a 10-minute shavasana. We breathe and we just release for 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it's longer, sometimes it's not. But there are many people who have said to me, the shavasana at the end is my favorite part of the class.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the part where you do nothing but lay in silence. And for us moms, that shavasana, 10 minutes, can put hours
Mm-hmm.
back on your energy level for your day.
Yes.
It's so important. And so we may not otherwise take the time out to do that if not showing up for the mat. We already make excuses as to why we can't get to this and that and this and that and this. But really, when you show up to the mat, you're showing up like threefold. It's going to manifest in multiple different areas of your life. So overall, it's just a beneficial movement in general. Mind, body, spirit, soul.
Now, Addie, let me ask you, how is sensual movement healing for people that have certain like traumas, like sexual trauma or physical abuse, emotional?
So I would first say, as with anything, healing is going to be what we make it. A lot of movement modalities are starting to become more trauma informed. When it comes to sensual movement, it's a special subject because we approach the movement in a way that some people may not be so easily and openly receptive to. I would say, first and foremost, if you've experienced like sexual traumas or abuses or things of that nature, to really have an open mind, but always just listen to your body. And you have to just find like places that are trauma informed, I'll put it that way. But it can be very helpful and beneficial because when you go slow, we explore why. At least in my class, I can't say for sensual movement across the board because I don't know what other studios do, but I know for my movement work, we do movement, we do breath, and we incorporate journaling. And so because of that, now when I say to, take your hands and place them at your sacral and breathe into your womb and tell me, what you feel, like, that's different for everybody, but someone with trauma, that might be hard. And so maybe you say, I can't do this anymore. And then we don't.
Mm-hmm.
And then we stop, right? And then we can explore next time or in your journal, right? What experience did you have with that, and what did that experience bring up for you?
Mm-hmm.
And now you can sort of move through what that brings up for you. Essentially, some people bawl into tears during hip openers in yoga,
Mm-hmm.
and the reason why is because a lot of that stored energetic trauma, it just sits there. It manifests as stiffness. It manifests as an inflexibility. It manifests as joint pain. It manifests as tightness in the body. And so, in order, it's just slow. It's step by step. How did that feel? Okay, you did one hip circle today. And what did that bring up for you? And how did that feel? And you would just move through it at a really slow pace, really honing in. I think um, those that have experienced those type of traumas would just want to approach it from a slower and more intentional space, and find an instructor that will really work with your needs.
Yes. That is so true. It does. Fortunately, I've never experienced that, but for me personally, I have a lot of manifestation in my hips, girl. They is stiff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And do you like, what are you doing with that right now,
Wait,
right?
I've been starting my little deep dive, and I've been tapping in. That's another thing, but I'm gonna wait till the end to share this. But I've been tapping into some old videos of yours, and then I know I shared with you while we did our birth chart reading that I had started doing the somatic exercises, and the first day that I did them, I cried
Mm-hmm.
because it released so much tension and so much, like you said, stored energy. And I'm like, oh my God. Because I remember the days, baby.
Yeah.
The little frog pose wasn't nothing. And now
Exactly.
the frog pose, baby, I'll be lucky if I get out that mug, you know? So
Thank you.
it really is such a beneficial practice. And I think, just like Addie said, like no matter how you are using it for your healing, whatever trauma, childhood trauma, or the traumas that we spoke of, or to get more in tune and with your body, I think it's a beautiful practice. Yes.
I will say that, especially with the pole dance component, a long time ago, there was a little bit of like, amongst other communities. I feel like for anybody listening that may feel like, is it wrong like to do sensual movement too? I feel like there's this whole like it's wrong to pole dance, or it's wrong to tap into your body or feel into your body. Like, we are not gratifying sensual pleasures in a way that is of gluttonous, right? We are sensual beings because we have senses. Every other animal in the world utilizes their inborn senses to navigate their way through life.
Yeah.
We do not. Like, we don't fully hone into that. We eat our food so fast. Our minds are always all over the place. Technology has taken, oh, we don't sit to tap in.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not about, it really genuinely isn't about being sexy, right? Like, the movement looks sexy. Yes, we throw sex appeal on it. Yes, we definitely will put on something that makes us feel good. Yes, we will wear stilettos, right? And yes, the movement is seductive and you can have fun and play with all those things because as women, it feels good to tap into that. We're women first. Before
Yeah.
you're a mom, you are a woman. Before
Period.
you are a wife, you are a woman.
Mm-hmm.
And you ain't probably gonna be the most amazing wife if you're not catering to
Yeah.
your feminine and your womanhood.
Period.
So, period.
Mm-hmm.
So, it isn't wrong to do sensual movement. It isn't wrong to observe ourselves through touch. It isn't wrong. You are in your body. It's the only body that you're gonna have. And if you don't know your body, like, how, like, that's really important. Being tapped in and tuned into your vessel.
Yes. And sensual movement And sensuality is one of the most powerful, creative, potent energies that us as humans possess. Like,
Absolutely.
there's so much born, and not just like Addie's saying, sexual things that is born out of our sensuality. And I guess this is a perfect segue while everybody's screaming to tell you that, before everything imploded back a few years ago for us, where we were forced to vacate and everything, girl, I was doing the things, okay? Meditating, movement. I was doing your videos, girl. I was tapping in with Maha Kali, girl. Moldavite. I was doing all the things, and I'm like, okay, I'm doing this good work. I'm manifesting healing. I'm gonna manifest us a house. I'm gonna do all this stuff. Baby, tell me why we got the letter in the mail said we got 30 days to vacate. And in the moment, it felt like it was out of nowhere, but it's like, wait, you were doing all these things, healing all these things, flowing all this energy, manifesting these things. And we expect, oh, if we do the prayers, we do the affirmations, we do this work, that it's going to be like on a gold platter, like, here you go, my child. No, baby. Spirit got to shake things up, bleed and purge, rip and gouge.
Yeah.
Pillage for your blessings to come forward. So like, once again, like Addie's saying, this movement can really just open and flow things in all the aspects of your life. It's not just healing your body, your mind, and your soul, but the energy. The energy in your life and on all like basic timelines, so this is, baby, this central movement, everything.
It's really powerful. It's definitely a tool that everybody should hold in their back pocket for sure.
Don't hold the energetic trauma in your back pocket, but hold the sensual movement, baby.
But hold the sensual movement in your pocket, okay? Do a body roll.
Addie, how is sensual movement a form of spiritual practice? Did we kind of cover that already?
Kind of a little bit. It brings us inward. Anything that causes us to step away from all that's going on out in the world and really come in and connect with our being, connect with our essence, connect with our body, check in with how we're feeling. All of that becomes a part of our spiritual practice. It's an offering as well of the body, and then to move that energy out. So, yeah.
And then lastly, Addie, is sensual movement similar to Tantra?
So, yes. So that's another thing too, is like, when you think there's a Tantra yoga, right? And it incorporates very similar things. A lot of that work is breath work and how we're breathing and connecting. So now you connect breath to movement to touch. And we're working with that Kundalini energy. So it is definitely very similar. And typically something that, if you're exploring sensual movement, I mean, it's not surprising to want to maybe explore some Tantra or Kundalini styles of movement and breath work. Yeah.
Girl.
Yes.
Okay, Addie, tell us where we can find you at, boo.
So once again, you can find me on Instagram and TikTok, Slow Flowologist. You can find me on YouTube. We are Sensual Movement Lab. And you can also search Growing with the Greens if you're interested in seeing, my home life and mom life and all of that stuff. If you're interested in the sensual movement, then it's Sensual Movement Lab on YouTube.
Yes.
Yes.
And also homeschooling mama too.
I am a homeschooling mom as well. That is correct. A homeschooling, work from home, all the things mama.
Yeah. girl. And I just want to say so much gratitude for you showing up and showing out tonight, even with the technical difficulties. You guys, if you don't take your little black and white booties, go.
The internet wasn't trying to do us right today, but we managed. We made it.
These Shih Tzus, girl, they will get you. But also, I know I shared with you, I have so much gratitude for you because, girl, you have helped me along all my little mama ways, okay? So I appreciate what you do.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you.
All right, you guys, that is it for tonight's episode. If you're new, we'd love to have you stick around, subscribe. I will leave Addie's links all down below in the description box. Don't forget to tune in every Friday, 6:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time for Motherhood Realness podcast, and Sundays for your Motherhood Oracle readings. Okay. All right, you guys. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.